Yo, what it is, YouTube? It's your boy DC coming back with another bullseye tutorial here today on the channel. I want to do a V2 preset for DeeBaby, a really dope melodic auto-tune rapper. So if y'all like this video today, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And down below, you want to support the channel, check the links, and in the comments, suggest more artists I should do, and let me know what you think about this. I think last time, this is my second version doing DeeBaby. But when I did the first one, I think it was like his engineer that reached out to me, or his manager, or somebody on his team, or somebody that's worked with him already reached out to me on the first preset video and said, they fought with me and stuff like that. They support the channel. So, shout out to DeeBaby and everybody who's affiliated with him. All right. So let's play the track.
I just spent that half a ticket, that's a half a million. Jack it to the shit, what that's for my children, nigga. I just spent a half a ticket, that's a half a. You should ride with half a, but these niggas ride with plenty, nigga. And half a million. I just spent that half a ticket, that's a half a million. Jack it to the shit, what that's for my children, nigga. I just spent that half a ticket, that's a half a. You should ride with half a, but these niggas ride with plenty, nigga. And I need another car. Ticket, that's a half a million. Take it to the shit, what that's for my children, nigga.
All right, so really dope. I love how, DeeBaby's voice is really different, and especially textural wise. He does like this grimacing, like kind of like it sounds like his teeth is grinding. When you was legit and used to ride a bike, you remember how like the little chain shit used to stay over the little pedaling part of the bike, like the chain link. That's what his voice kind of reminds me of, like that grinding type of sound when you take off that chain. It's like grinding and shit. These are the auto-tune settings. So the release time is relatively aggressive on 5. Humanized is a kind of low. I played around with the flex tune. This time I didn't need it, but sometimes if you do want to achieve that snack, crackle, and pop, marshmallow treats, Rice Krispie treat type of DeeBaby vocal texture, you might want to use a drop of that.
I just spent that half a ticket, that's a half a million. Jack it to the shit, what that is, that's for my children, nigga. I just spent that half a ticket, that's a half a.
You feel me? Type shit like that vibrating part. Let's see what it sound like with and without the preset.
I just spent that half a ticket, that's a half a million. Jack it to the shit, what that is, that's for my children, nigga. I just spent that half a ticket, that's a half a. You should ride with half a, but he did was ride with plenty, nigga. And I need another call home, do you love me? I just spent that half a ticket, that's a half a million. Jack it to the shit, what.
All right, cool. So the thing about DeeBaby, he's got that low mid resonance inside of his voice. So his voice is not completely clean the whole way, because that's what he be talking about. He be sipping on mud. So the engineer who mixes his shit is intelligent because he leaves a little bit of that mud inside of his vocal. You feel me? It's not a coincidence type shit like that. So it's really dope how they have that higher understanding of music. You feel me? So yeah, the first thing is the SSLG channel strip because he's from the dirty South. He's from Texas. So I'm gonna put the SSLG channel strip, which is gonna be a little bit of that dirtiness, on his vocal.
I just spent that half a ticket, that's a half a million. Jack it to the shit, what that is, that's for my children, nigga. I just spent that half a ticket, that's a half a. You should ride with half a, but he did was ride with plenty, nigga. And I need another call home, do you love me?
So yeah, that's what we have right there. Then we have a de-esser.
I just spent that half a ticket, that's a half a million. Jack it to the shit, what that is, that's for my children, nigga. I just spent a half a ticket, that's a half a. You should ride with half a, but these niggas ride with plenty, nigga. And I need another call home, do you love me? I don't need your love.
All right, so we have that right there. The DS are working a couple of dBs, and we have a C4 after the fact. So I want to, like how I said, that mud, he's sipping on that codeine, sipping on that mud. We want to preserve some of the mud inside of his vocals. So now we're using this bass compressor, which is where the mud of the vocals at, to like really hold it, to get it feel clean at the same time, but present. So that's why I use this right here specifically. And also the high frequency limiter works great too, because there's going to be certain parts that we want, like the high end of his voice, that croak, that little grabbling, grimacy, a chain link grinding up against, the bicycle tires and shit like that type of sound. So that's why I use a high frequency limiter to at least bring a little bit more of that out.
I just spent that half a ticket, that's a half a million. Jack it to the shit, what that is, that's for my children, nigga. I just spent that half a ticket, that's a half a. You should ride with half a, but he did was ride with plenty, nigga. And I need another call home, do you love me? I just spent that half a chicken, that's a half a minute. Shack it to and said, what that is, that's for my children, nigga. I just spent that half a chicken, that's a half a, you should ride with half a, but he did was ride with plenty, nigga. And I need another call, home, do you love me?
All right, cool. We have the J37, and I use this specifically for the flutter. So I'm using the tape artifacts like how I used last time, but in a different way. With the J37, it's got an advantage over the Kramer because it lets you independently control the snap, crackle, and pop of the tape formula. So I use that to like bring out the auto tune even more.
I just spent that half a chicken, that's a half a minute. Shack it to and said, what that is, that's for my children, nigga. I just spent that half a chicken, that's a half a, you should ride with half a, but he did was ride with plenty, nigga. And I need another call. I just spent that half a chicken, that's a half a minute. Shack it to and said, what that is, that's for my children, nigga. I just spent that half a chicken, that's a half a, you should ride with half a, but he.
And overall, that tape formula just kind of makes it feel more brighter, you feel me? Which is good for a DeeBaby because his voice is like relatively deep, so it's more low and low mid emphasis, you feel me? Like his natural voice, so it's good to bring in like a plugin like that, or you know, on my tape plugin, make it a little bit brighter. I use the CLA 76 parallel mode, and I'm just using this mostly just to get the vocals up front. When I want my vocals to be up front and still street, Black Force Air Activity from Foot Locker, this is what I go with. I go with this plugin. I just run to the parallel mix knob right away.
I just spent that half a chicken, that's a half a minute. Shack it to and said, what that is, that's for my children, nigga. I just spent that half a chicken, that's a half a, you should ride with half a, but he did was ride with plenty, nigga. And I need another call, home, do you love me? I don't need your love. I just spent that half a chicken, that's a half a minute. Shack it to and said, what that is, that's for my children, nigga. I just spent that half a chicken, that's a half a, you should ride with half a, but he did was ride with plenty, nigga.
All right. So after that, that's great to just help the vocal just get more high mid emphasis, right? Where every trigger, what happened? You feel me? That's what the transistors in that plugin are doing. Then you know we're gonna work on that low mid a little bit and boost that little bit of that more of that croak. It sounds like he's grimacing and his voice is breaking up, like when you take a sheet of paper and you put it on fire. You know, and you slowly hear that. That you know when fire is slowly burning some shit and it's crackling. That's what I'm trying to bring out of his voice, and that's why I did this boost part right here.
I just spent that half a chicken, that's a half a minute. Shack it to and said, what that is, that's for my children, nigga. I just spent that half a chicken, that's a half a, you should ride with half a, but he did was ride with plenty, nigga. And I need another call, home, do you love me? I don't need your love.
So I don't need your love. You feel me? That's where that comes in, and then we boost a little bit high mid and high air just to make it more brighter and still balanced, you know.
I just spent that half a chicken, that's a half a minute. Shack it to and said, what that is, that's for my children, nigga. I just spent that half a chicken, that's a half a, you should ride with half a, but he did was ride with plenty, nigga. And I need another call, home, do you love me? I just spent that half a chicken, that's a half a minute. Shack it to and said, what that is, that's for my children, nigga. I just spent that half a chicken, that's a half a.
The mid-air part is the most important part because that's like where the crackling and stuff is at. So maybe like if you guys use this preset, you do decide to get, you might want to maybe emphasize mid-air a little bit more. If you don't have it naturally in your voice. I did a great impression of DeeBaby. His voice is like really dope. It's low and crackling, so it was kind of easy for me to do. So yeah, that's why it's easy for me to like get that natural character of his voice. But if you guys want to get that sound, you know, you might want to just do your voice naturally and maybe push mid air a little bit more to get a little bit more of that trail drive. I just have a baby. You feel me? Like that, what I'm doing with my voice right there, that chafing type of stuff. It's almost like dandruff. You feel me? Like the way it's flaky and it's breaking up, you know? Artvox is just to add back that low mid that, you know, this plugin kind of takes out a little bit low mid or just kind of brightens it up. So yeah, then we have a space rider for the quarter note. We have these really dope ass reverbs.
I just spent that half a chicken, that's a half a minute. Shack it to and said, what that is, that's for my children, nigga.
And I like using a little bit of that chorus because that chorus is gonna blend over that auto tune, is gonna just make it overall sound smoother. a basic ass doubler, and then we have the Arvox, which is important because it's giving that low mid presence that really solidifies that mud, that codeine, that Texas mud. You feel me? That syrup. You feel me? That's that line. You feel me? So yeah, that's what I'm really getting out of this Arvox.
I just spit that half a chicken, that's a half a minute. Shack it to the shit, what that is, that's for my children, nigga. I just spit that half a chicken, that's a half a. You should ride with half a, but he did was ride with plenty, nigga. And I need another call. Home, do you love me? I don't need your love. I just spit that half a chicken, that's a half a minute. Shack it to the shit, what that is, that's for my children, nigga. I just spit that half a chicken, that's a half a. You should ride with half a, but these niggas ride with plenty, nigga. And I need another call. Home, do you?
And then I just love the way DeeBaby's Adlibs crack. I just like how it just sounds like he's got like a mouthful of Listerine. The ad-libs naturally feel like they have a low mid density to them that make them feel solid. So I just wrote off a little bit bottom, pushing the ad-libs back, did a little work with the SSL.
I just spit that half a chicken, that's a half a minute. Shack it to the shit, what that is, that's for my children, nigga. I just spit that half a chicken, that's a half a. You should ride. I just spit that half a chicken, that's a half a minute. Shack it to the shit, what that is, that's for my children, nigga. I just spit that half a chicken, that's a half a. You should ride with half a, but he did was ride with plenty, nigga. And I need another call. Home, do you love me? I don't need.
To make these feel a little bit more darker, I just put a lo-fi tape on it, 7.5 IPS. It just made the vocals sit back a little bit more. Not the vocal, but the ad-lib just rolled off the top end, helped it sit back a little bit more, made it sound like ad-libs without actually having to roll off top end. And I used a slight amount of metaflanger, and I was mostly only using this for the stereo imager end of the phase type of stuff. So that's why I just use it to spread it. I use this more like a stereo spreader, not necessarily a flanger. A flanger is just a delay, And then we have another reverb right here.
I just spit that half a chicken, that's a half a minute. Shack it to the shit, what that is, that's for my children, nigga. I just spit that half a chicken, that's a half a. You should ride with half a, but he did was ride with plenty, nigga. And I need another call. Home, do you love me? I don't need your love. I just spit that half a chicken, that's a half a minute. Shack it to the shit, what that is, that's for my children, nigga. I just spit that half a chicken, that's a half a. You should.
That's about as close as you're going to get it, So I just want to say thanks a lot for being a great part of my YouTube family. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Want to support the channel? We'll check the links down below and do so. And in the description, the comments, keep letting me know what artists y'all want to see me do videos like this for, and give me more video ideas so we can keep it rolling. Appreciate y'all now, YouTube gang. Peace.